Sorry about that. YouTube has been all kinds of funky today, and I got the boot. Let me get some of this crap out of there. See if we can get some people back on here. I want to show you something. Hopefully nobody's still waiting for me to come back mid-sentence because it booted me. We're all here now. Over here. Come this way. Come this way. Come this way. I see 6 of you are back. More of you are going to come. There, we're coming back. Yay! Anyway, sorry about that. It wasn't my doing. YouTube gave me the boot. But you can see, this just came off. It's still moist. Very fresh shed. Let me get that poop out of here too. Haven't been cleaning here because she was about to shed. I want to show you this snake because this is a very, very interesting snake to me. Woo! This is that one with the black belly. Look at the size. And like I say, this is literally its fresh shed color. And it is just dark, right? See how super dark that is? Okay, water's still doing good. And the reason why I like that is because we don't know why it appears hypermelanistic. But it does. I don't know if that's going to be genetic or not. I really don't know. So I said hypo. I meant hyper. You got me, Max Morph. I meant hype. That's what happens when I'm drinking. Yes, it's definitely not hypomelanistic. It could be hypermelanistic. Now, what I want to know is that genetic? And I don't know. Nobody's reproduced that as far as I know. I have heard of other people throwing them occasionally. So, anyway, we're hoping to recreate that. And she just hit size, and I just started pairing her. So I'm really hoping that we can make more of those. The pairing, somebody asked about that. It was a ghost female, straight ghost, nothing else, to an Axanthic spider. So it is a 100% het for true ghost, being het SK Axanthic and het ghost. So, and then I have her brother, who's one who's breeding her, that is a spider. We're going to see what's going to happen. I am really excited about it. Although, I'll be honest, if it's going to pair out, I might as well go buy a lottery ticket, because like the same damn odds, right? It just doesn't happen. But if it does, yeah, it'd be really cool. So, I should bring Aki monitors. I don't have any Aki monitors. Buy a retic. I don't have any retics. And the reason I don't is pretty simply because of the fact that they take up too much damn room in the house. So I just don't keep them. Now at the shop we keep them there, and they'll be in our zoo. Somebody did ask to see our banana black pastel, so I wanted to get him out because he's looking good right now, and the freckles are starting to grow on me. So what is a blue morph BP considered possible? Nothing's impossible. I think we can get to a bluish, maybe not like a bright blue, like a green tree python blue, but blue I think could happen. There's not a palette that's completely out of there in my opinion. It's just going to depend on how it goes in the future. But Zeus is doing good. Yeah, the spots, I'm not a big fan, but they're really starting to grow on me. And I love the sides on these. And I love the lavender purple color. That's my favorite part. It is just awesome. I hope to make more of these this year too. If I could put any color or shapes on a ball python, what would it be? Well, I'll tell you what. If you look at my viewer ratings, okay, and I look at a lot of analytics, and this one was born last year, we struggle with females. I think the problem is probably here. That's probably the main issue why we struggle with females. But we are about 80% male, 81% male viewership, and 19% female. So I would love to make a pink snake with hearts on it, because I think that might help gain us some more I'm just kidding. If I could do any color, I would like a really deep K-State or Viking purple with probably some gold in it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Viking fan. It's possible. Right? I don't hate the color pink. I actually would love to make a pink snake because I have a niece. I have a lot of nieces, first of all. I am the infertile one. I'm not infertile. I just don't have kids. Been tested. I'm actually very fertile. But, it's like Donald Trump something. He was saying something. But anyway. That's a whole other long story. But basically, I'm the youngest, and my first wife was not able to have children, so I don't have any kids. Now, question girl, maybe one day, who knows? But my brother has a bunch of kids, and my sister has a bunch of kids. I have a stepbrother and a step. So I got nieces and nephews. Wazoo, I have to give them like numbers and shit so I keep track of them. And then two, my ex-wife was one of three, and one of her brothers has like 6 kids, and I still consider them mine as well. So, congratulations, baby girl. But the point I'm trying to make is one of my nieces said, "Oh, can you make a pink snake?" So if I could ever make an actual pink snake, when bells are born kind of pinkish, but they turn white. So if I could make a pink snake, I would do it in a heartbeat, just because it would make my niece's day. Like, she would just, it would be awesome. And that's Haley. So Haley, or my brother David, if you're watching this, make sure Haley sees that I haven't forgotten. She wants a pink snake. Yeah, we've had a bunch of locks going on. Actually, we're starting to slow down. We're kind of top down on our locks. We're kind of slowing down. Do I have any Axanthic plans for this year? I do. The Axanthic project is still in its infancy here. And the reason I say that, guys, is I think people get the impression I've been doing this a lot longer than I have. So, yeah, I haven't been doing it that long. I think we're a year 4 or 5 and breeding, something like that. That's the way my brain works. I ain't even hammered yet. Trust me, this is number 1. But by tonight, I want to be able to speak. There's a song out there, 1 bourbon, 1 whiskey, or 1 whiskey, 1 scotch, 1 beer, something like that. We're going to be repeating that a lot. But I did forget where I was. The community as a whole, I don't know. We'd have to ask her. I think, she's into it. She likes it. It's just like any other community. What am I drinking? Whiskey. Whiskey and Coke, my go-to. So, yeah. I think she likes the community. Obviously, she's not going to... One thing you have to know about Question Girl and me is we're a little different in. Right now, we're drinking some Crown. And what I mean is... when we go to a show, I'm going to take 2 or 3 guys. We're going to get in one hotel room. We're going to be sleeping on the floor. It's going to be the cheapest place I can find to save money that I'm not going to get shanked in. We're going to go to the show. We're going to work all day. Go back, sleep. Go back, work. Come home. May get drunk in between there at some point in time. Just depends. And just the purple bag. And Question Girl, she don't usually travel like that. It's a straight drive. I mean, we don't stop unless we need gas, and you pee then. And we try not to take 47 stops. I mean, it's a work trip, It's a work trip. And so she's not so much into that kind of thing. She does like the local shows. Like, I could see her popping into KC with me. She probably wouldn't want to stay all day, and popping into, like, the Manhattan show. She's done that a few times. So she does like that, And, yes, she wasn't on the April Fool's prank. She knew we were going to film that. She actually did just come home from water aerobics, but since she came home during it, we added that scene in there, but she was on the scene. We planned it literally right before we shot it. So, yeah. Cut the connection on you. Yeah, probably, right? No, I don't know what did. I've never had that happen before, but YouTube's been acting a little weird whenever I've been trying to connect to it for the last day. So, but she likes the community. I mean, she's not as involved in this community as I am. But by the same token, I'm not as involved in her community as I am this one, because she's involved in the teaching community, some union communities on that. She was recently protesting at the State House for education funding. So she does a lot of things like that, and she's very involved in what she does too, which is something I really like, because I don't need a shadow, I don't need, if I want a shadow, I'll get another dog. What I need is a partner and a person who can better me, and that's what we're able to do for each other. So it's pretty neat. But as you're speaking the truth on them, yeah, right? Yeah, YouTube. Check out the YouTubers Union when you get a chance. Everybody should sign up for that. It's by a guy who does like slingshot videos or something, but they're really trying to push for change in a positive way, and I can get behind that. So it was a blue morphed. I don't think anything's impossible. Scaleless was considered impossible. It's not now. It's one of those things. Does Kurt have any pairings going on this season? Yeah, I mean, kind of. They're all kind of mixed together. So some of the things that we started doing that were more for like what Kurt wanted to do would be obviously the Orange Dream. You know, you guys know that was something he was into. I'm pairing that to a Blitz this year. So hopefully that takes. And then he also wanted to do True Ghost. Well, that Het True Ghost I just showed you, right? And we made that because that's what he told me. I mean, I want to make these. I'm like, all right, let's fucking do it. And so we made the hets and we raised that up, and here we go. So that's where that project's taking us. Scales Head, it's doing fucking great. I'll tell you what, I bought a lot of snakes from a lot of people. I was really happy with that place. Constriction Addiction did a wonderful job. Those guys took good care of me. I've also always been really happy with Reed over at Tall Grass. Has always taken very good care of me. So this one's a little hissy, but there you can see he's doing really good. I mean, he just ate a bunch, so he looks like he wants to bite. And you can tell. This is something people don't realize when talking about reading a ball python. It's not just the stance. Right now, if anything moves from his face, he's going to go. The body's stiff. When that body's stiff and you feel them stiffening, that's not a relaxed sign. What's going to happen is they'll finally chill out and start to run. We'll see if he does it. And yeah, we're working on merchandise. Actually, you know what? I have something really cool going down. That I have a guy working on some stuff for me, but we got to send him some pictures. And I can't wait to do it. Hopefully he's watching this. I need to email him. We're just waiting on a light box to get some good pictures and then send those off so we can have nice pictures for him to work with. And we're going to make an online merchandise store that everybody will have access to. Now, the purple, want to see my balls t-shirts, will still only be available on Patreon. And that's going to stay that way. So, a red arrow, I don't know what you're even talking about on that one. So, there is a hair on your chin. There's a few of them. I don't know. I was playing my rabbit earlier. If it's white, it's a rabbit's. So, anywho, that's kind of where that's all going. Take selfies with the light box too. I don't even know how I would do that. I might try, I guess. Shit, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to do a live feeding Patreon snake sale. Patreon snake sale. We will do Patreon snake sales. You know, we will probably do a Zeus t-shirt for sure or something. Hoodie. I don't know. And don't you look at my face. He's looking at my face like he wants to eat me. Okay, you're not going to chill out. I'll let you go back in. He eats well. He likes his box. There you go, buddy. We got to hatch babies. Here's the way those Patreon snake sales work. And I wasn't even going to bring this up, but since somebody asked, we got to hatch babies first, right? And they're coming. I've got 4 clutches in the incubator currently. I'm expecting clutch 5, clutch 6, literally any day. I expect somewhere around, hell, I don't know, 17, right? And what we'll do is, when babies hatch, we're going to hold back a set number of snakes where we'll have enough to do at least one Patreon special every month. So that's what's going to happen there. And some of them will be reverse auction. Some of them will be just set price. Here it is, first come, first serve. Those kind of things. You know, that kind of stuff. So it really just depends. And then, of course, anything else that hatches will be available on Patreon before it hits the general public. So that's how that's going to work. And that's all coming. We're just literally waiting on them to finish cooking. This is the longest 2 months of the year, from the first time your snake lays to the time those snakes hatch. Little idiots, come out of the egg. They make me so mad. When can I get a red Atrox from you? I have to breed them first. So the red Atrox will happen, I hope. Shouldn't say will. One, we don't know if we can recreate it. We don't know what's causing that. No idea yet. It's, you know, one of those things. So, we've applied for a USDA license. They've recontacted us. That's all looking really good. They told us to go ahead and like get whatever we want, and then they'll come look at our caging, and then they'll bless us off, and then I can start breeding things. Now I've got to jump to some hoops for the city, and once all that's done, then the zoo construction's done, then we'll be ready to start getting other animals, which includes gaboons and rhinos and things like that that we want to work with for venomous snakes, and then I can also start my Atrox breeding. So that's when we'll start attempting to breed the red Atrox. Our first pairings on that will be a red male to a red female, and my other red male will breed to an albino female. And then we'll see kind of what's going on with that. How is the GTP doing? GTP doing great. Right there, wanting to eat her face off. So as you can see, it's fine. Is that going to flip around? Flip around. There, it came back. I do want to get a second GTP eventually of the opposite sex, so I would like to do some GTP breeding, but that's a little ways down the road. Right now, I got other fish in the fryer. The last thing I want to cover is somebody asked about how is Sobek and what are my plans with him. Well, he's doing good. You know, You should make some to sell. Yeah, that took us a lot longer than you'd think. But we might do something like that eventually. We want to see how well it works. We actually just made it from some shit running around. But my plans with Sobek is, and everybody's like, wow, we want to see Sobek. Where's Sobek? Here's the thing. Sobek, where's upset? Everything is upset. You are not offering them a drink. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Basically, he's outgrowing his cage. Okay? He is. How do you join Patreon? You just go to Patreon. If you go to patreon.com, right, and then you search Olympus Reptiles will pop up, or pull up one of our videos. These last 2 lives won't show until I go through there and tag it and all that crap, which I'll do. And there's usually a link. You can just click on the link, and then you can sign right up. But what we're going to do with Sobek is we'll end up having a cage built. And that's going to come in probably 3 or 4 months. Because like I say, he's outgrowing it, but we're okay right now. And then we're going to have it custom made. We're using probably like a landscaping company to do that. So we're in talks with right now. That's who we're kicking the tires with. And if it comes to my vision, it's going to be kind of like a weird pizza pie shape kind of thing. Like slice. It'll kind of come out here, be a straight wall here, making a hallway with my laundry room. Then kind of angle cut over here to the end here and be an entrance on one side for me to get it out of the cage. And it's going to go all up to the ceiling. And it's going to be rock, like a brick or something, I don't know, on the outside until the top, where it's going to be like a larger rock panel like this all the way along the top, where people then will be able to sit, and it'll be like a bar. So you can sit there, you can eat, have yourself a drink, and while you're doing it, you're looking into the caiman cage. So that is what's going to happen. And no, because I ain't putting them on camera till I get all that done, because when we start doing that, it's going to be filming, why we're doing it, filming how we're doing it, filming who's building it, filming putting them in, filming, like, it's going to be boom, 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 boom. I don't know. If it grows, I'll get a bigger one. I mean, they pretty much, honestly, the GTP never moves. It comes down to drink, and it goes up there and stands up there. That's what it really does. So, in 47 years, yeah, right? So anyway, that is the plan of what we're going to do with him. And then he'll stay there for forever. That'll be his forever home. Or if he outlives me, then I don't know what the hell I'll do then. But more Crotalus vids. It's coming. More Crotalus vids is actually coming, and here's why. The zoo. Okay? That's a reality. It's going to happen, guys. I mean, we've already invested, not just like Olympus, but Olympus is kind of connected to Manhattan Reptile World. We own part of that. So we have Olympus over here. We have Manhattan Reptile World over here. There's a couple guys that own their own snake breeding section too with that. So they have their breeding section, we have our breeding section, and then we all have this Manhattan Reptile World, right? And then with that, we're building the zoo. So it's coming. When the zoo... Jesus, she's cleaning up there, so don't mind the noise. She doesn't understand I'm filming, apparently. So when the zoo gets rolling, you'll see more Crotalus vids. You'll see Gaboon Viper vids. You're going to see all those things. You're going to see cobras. You're going to see all kinds of cool stuff in there. It's going to be really exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. I would collab with Viper Keeper, but, I mean, right now, I've got so many irons in the fire that I'm working on collaborate. I haven't reached out to... I've got, because we started that news channel, right? The Olympus Reptiles News. Look for the new episode of that tomorrow. New episode tomorrow. And, yes, you can breed carpet pythons and GTPs. So that's coming out, like, episode number 2. And, we'll have an interview on that. And then I've already got a few other interviews lined up with some people. And I got some people I want to hit up to do some interviews. And... Viper Keeper, I would love to do one with him, or I'd love to collaborate with him, but that's down the road. I also have, and I don't even, when I say it's down the road, I don't know what will happen. I mean, that's not just up to me. I don't know, that dude probably didn't know who the hell I am, and he probably didn't give a shit either. But I also am trying to do some other things where we can branch out our YouTube to go, we'll always be reptile focused, but show some other cool exotic animals that aren't just reptiles, because I mean... I love my reptiles, but shit, I like tigers too. They impress the crowd with me. I like big old lions. Anteaters are awesome. I mean, there's all these kind of things that are out there that I want to show and I want to see. And I think I can maybe probably give me some access that I normally wouldn't be able to get. That's my hope. So that's what we're going on. What we're trying to do. And I did see a question about the Patreon. Is it just an online store? No, it is not just an online store. Like, every time I do a video here on YouTube, I do a video on Patreon as well. I use Patreon like a personal vlog. I post a lot of pictures on there that I talk about or comments that I talk about. It gives you great access to me if you have questions that I can help with. And that community now is at a size, but the cool thing is other people are starting to also offer their expertise, which is awesome. So all of those things are kind of coming together there. You know, we also do what's called a lens, which is like a Snapchat for Patreon. It lasts 24 hours. And I film a lot of those. I don't quite do one a day, but I try to. And we can show stuff on Patreon without the same fear we have on YouTube. So every Saturday, Patreon gets a live feeding video. That started happening because YouTube made me mad. So we're able to do that on there, and we can't do it here. I don't have to filter myself as much there as here. Like we get done with this live video, you know, we'll go over to Patreon. Even last time, Camera Girl stole the camera for a while and just ran off. So, you know, that happens. But he's also old. So who's old? Me or Viper Keeper? I don't know. He's older than me, I think. About Chris Sweet. I don't know the guy. I mean, I think I may know the channel you're talking about. Or he free handles a Cobra. There's one I think that's called like David's Feed. I don't know if that's Chris Sweet or not, where the dude free handles a Cobra. I've seen a few of it, and I don't watch him much because, you know, you do you. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is that guy wants to free handle a Cobra. I'm not going to tell him not to do it. I don't know what his experience level is. I don't know. You know, I don't know. And it's a free country. At least one I live in is a free country, and so you get to do what you want, right? And I'm not going to sit here and judge him or have him judge. Well, I guess he could judge me, but I won't give two shits if he does. But it's not something I would do. So I'm not going to watch it and be like, oh, I'm impressed and wait for somebody. It's like watching NASCAR. I'm not trying to offend any NASCAR fans. But most people watch NASCAR waiting for an accident, right? I'm not going to watch his videos and wait for an accident. I just don't care enough. I don't advocate, if you're going to be a professional keeper, free handling necessarily. I know there are people that do it. They do it very successfully, and that's okay. You know, I mean, I think if you're going to do some handling performances or things like that, there's a point to it, maybe. But you also have to understand that when you choose to do that, you are taking, you know, you're increasing your risk factor. It's like smoking. If you want to smoke, go ahead. You know what I mean? Smoke away. It's a free country. But you're increasing your chances for cancer. We all know that. You know that. You accept it. That's cool. I don't want to increase my chances for cancer, so I don't smoke. Well, I also don't free handle cobras because I don't want to die. You know what I mean? And there's a difference in, like, when you see Viper keep, like, tailing a cobra a little bit and moving around that way versus, like, when I talk about, I think about people who free handle, who want to get up in that mid-third of the body, and they want to raise that cobra up here and have it back here. And I've seen things like that, and I just, not my bag. Not my bag. So, what did you get kicked off of? Oh, the YouTube just kicked me off. I don't think it was YouTube doing it. It was the internet, something, you know. So, yeah. Well, it's not an April Fool's joke. What's not an April Fool's joke? The handling? Yeah. Yeah, and he does. Now, Viper Keeper does let his snakes run around a little bit. He does with his Gaboon. He does with Elvis. But if you look, he's always got tools around him. And you know, that I watch Viper Keeper. That doesn't bother me. He'll let it run around and do his thing. But he also has tools and things that he's using if he needs to, you know, keeping himself safe. He's just giving them a little bit of enrichment. And that's something that he thinks is the right thing to do. And I don't have a problem with that at all. That's a little different than free handling. Free handling to me is me going over there, opening that rattlesnake cage and picking up that red one and being like, I'm going to free handle this rattlesnake. And I'm not doing that shit because that's going to get my hand rotted off. So that's kind of the thing. And somebody asked to see, oh yeah, that would not be an April Fool's joke if it actually bit me. Asked to see a rattlesnake. Let's go check one out. Now, of course, this is our red. Get the colors in there. And then you can see that snake. She would pop me. And she's telling you she would. She'll probably stand up and get full defensive. There you go. If you put on a pure white light, that's a pure white. That did not come out. Let me see if this thing will reset to a white balance. There it did. Yeah. And she's not too cranky yet. But if you encroached on her, she would definitely pop you. And she is very red. And like I say, that is a pure white light, no cheating, right? And she's awesome. If she would stand up, we could see her belly is actually pink. And look at the eye stripes. Isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Put her back on her nighttime light. Boop. So anyway, let me flip this back around. All right. I don't know, Olympus have been the one I'd go after if I were to handle. Yeah, I appreciate that. Because we try to show handling as something you do when you have to. It's not good for you or for them. And it deserves the utmost respect and being careful. And lethal combos, we've talked about that a few times. We'll talk about it again, I'm sure. I don't have all the ones that make lethal combos, but and now she's just going to keep on rattling. No, there's not. I'll give you an example. That snake's red as shit, right? Now let's pretend. Let's pretend. Let's pretend that was a ball python. And I was able to prove it genetic. If that was a red ball python, and I proved it genetic, I would be wanting probably 6 figures a baby. And I'd probably get it. I'd probably get it, right? As a rattlesnake, nowhere near that. And it's a supply and demand thing. There's just not as many keepers out there for those. So you have a lot smaller demand, even with something brand new. Whereas the ball python world, you got something brand new, and you've got the only one, right? So here it's going to be small. So if I made those, and I even threw it out at 10 grand, I would not have any takers. Nobody would be calling me if that was... So, yeah. So yes, it's definitely different. You're not breeding those, though, because of the money. If you're going to start working with Atrox, you have to do it because you love Atrox. Because there's just not a lot of money in it. I mean, there's not. You know, it's something you do because you enjoy them. Blood pythons in the future, I always say no. Camera guy Kurt would like them sometime. I said, well, you can take care of those bitey bastards, but yeah. Tooth lizard is still pretty big for lizard. Yes. This copperhead, you know, be careful with that. On that copperhead being only mildly venomous, that's true and not true at the same time, you know? And what I mean by that is that it's still hemotoxic. And there hasn't been that many confirmed deaths, if any. I think maybe a couple. But they can cause you to lose body parts. Like, they can. They're not... And in my experience, copperheads are kind of shitty eaters, and they're bitey, and they stink. They musk really bad. But you just... when people get a copperhead, they go, well, it's not that venomous. It's fine. And I also will tell you that in watching them feed, their bites tend to kill their prey very quick. Very quick. They tend to not screw off on venom load. That's something to be aware of. And I do personally know a guy who got bit by a copperhead. He was trying to take a picture, and this is why when I take pictures, he's the reason why I always say zoom is important, because he was wanting a good picture and got just a little too close. I mean, barely. And it popped him, and it got a finger, and he damn near lost it. Like, so, you know, I mean, you gotta just... There is no hot that's not hot. I mean, if it's a venomous with the potential to rot a body part off, I'd say that's hot. If you want to work with something that's not so venomous, you know, false water cobra would be a good way to go. I mean, they don't really, it's rear fang kind of thing. There's also a few others out there that I just can't really think of because I've been drinking. That might be a better than a copperhead. Now, if you want a copperhead, get a copperhead, but just don't do it because it's not that hot. Mangrove! Damn it, that's what I was trying to think of. Mangrove's a good way to go. So, but yeah, copperhead's still pretty hot. I mean, I wouldn't want to get bit by one. I treat my copperhead just as gentle as I treat my Atroxes. So, and my copperhead too, that little bastard sits at the front of the tub. It always at the front. So I always have to find it in a little peek hole, and then, yeah, be careful with it. Alright guys, we've been on here just about a half an hour, so I better bop out. Thank you for joining me for my pre-bachelor party. I truly enjoyed it. And before I go, let me share you what it looks like in Kansas today. That, guys, is snow. It's freaking snow. What the hell? It's April. This pisses me off. There's a lake. There's the snow. It sucks. But we're going to go drive. Well, I'm not driving. But somebody else is driving. And we're going to get drunk anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. You know I love each and every one of you. And we'll see you next week. Watch for that Olympus Reptiles news video. And somebody's asked about Reaper. There he is. Hiding in his hide. Y'all have a good one.